Hey, it's Rob again, and today I'm going to go over your disc brake assembly and show you how to check it for your rotors for warpage or damage or something, and your calipers, make sure they're not seizing up, and check your brake pads and everything like that. As you can see, I already have it disassembled just for training purposes, so you don't have to sit here and watch me disassemble it. Now, first thing I'm going to show you is your rotor. As you can see, this rotor looks pretty decent. There's no surface damage or anything that I can see. There's no warpage that I can see. Of course, it's been painted, so you couldn't really tell if there was blue spots from overheating or anything like that. On the back side, it's pretty rusted, but of course that will come off when you turn your rotor if you have enough meat on your rotor. Now, of course, each vehicle's rotors are different. They have different specs that you have to look up, and you can tell how much meat you have. You have to have 30 thousandths left to be able to turn it. If you don't, you won't be able to turn it. Now, if you see here, these little designs are fins, and they're actually cooling fins to help dissipate heat, and which makes the disc rotor a better braking design than the drums. And also it helps dissipate water when you're driving through water, because of course you don't want your brakes to be wet, because they won't stop. They'll just lock and then release and then lock again. So you want them to be nice and dry. Next thing I'm going to show you is your caliper and your pads. These pads right here look pretty decent. They probably got about 6 millimeters left on the outside, and then on the inside you probably got about 6.5, maybe 7. So, of course, with your brake pads, what you want to look for is you want to look for damage. You want them cracking. You don't want them dry rotting. All that good stuff. Feel them. Make sure they feel even all the way across. Of course, there's a brake tool that you could be using to measure that. I don't have one on me, but the next thing you're going to look at is your brake calipers, pistons, which are right here. This one is a dual caliper piston design. You can have singles, doubles, triples, quads, and I've even seen up to 6. When you're checking these, you compress them. You can to make sure that using a C-clamp, make sure they move freely, they don't lag, they don't drag. These are your sliders. When you're putting it back together, you need to make sure you lube them up. If you don't, they'll stick, and that can cause some major issues. The last thing I'm going to show you, of course, is your parking brake pads. And you got an adjuster down in here. You got your little spring for that. But this kind of looks like a drum brake assembly, but this is actually your emergency brake / parking brake pads, whatever you want to call it. And I know that you just look for damage around them, make sure they're not cracking, not falling off. They can separate actually from this pad from heat, so you want to make sure they're on there, they're not moving around and stuff like that. But that's basically how to check for your disc brakes, serviceability and damage. And y'all have a good day.